Hey everyone, Maya here from MaiStoryBook, and this week's featured read aloud is The Journey. Now, I am a firm believer that children's books are the best way to start challenging conversations with young children and to help them process events and experiences that might be difficult for them to understand. Currently, there is a humanitarian crisis at our own borders. Frightened families are fleeing from corruption and violence in their own countries, only to have their children forced from their arms when seeking safety in America. If you are looking for a way to discuss what is happening with your little ones, this is the book. This story explores one family's escape from dangers in their own homeland and the journey and perils they endure together as they search for safety. It is a visually stunning yet haunting read. A powerful book that highlights the courage and love of this family, yet also the vulnerabilities and harsh realities that they face from fleeing from their own country. Join me for an interactive read aloud that can help start discussions with your child or your own class of students about humanity, equality, and safety. Are you ready? Let's begin. So the title of this week's featured read aloud is The Journey, written and illustrated by Francesca Sanna. So that means Francesca Sanna wrote all of the words and drew all of the pictures that you're going to see in this book. Now my friends, do you know what a journey is? A journey is what happens when you travel somewhere. It's all the path and all the ways that you take to get to somewhere else. And here, if you look at this picture on this front cover, it kind of gives you a sneak peek into what's happening in this family's journey. What do you see? Yeah, I see, this must be the family. I see maybe a mom and the two kids, and it looks like they have a bunch of luggage or things they carry to carry all their belongings. And I see some forest behind them, and I wonder, who do you think this is? You think they look like a friendly person or a not so friendly person? So my friends, this book is about a very special journey, and kind of like we said in the introduction, some families have to leave their own homes and countries because there's violence or bad things happening there, or maybe there's not enough food or things for them there to survive, so they have to leave to go somewhere else. But you know what, my friends? Do you think it's fun leaving your own home? Is that something you want to do? No, right? People don't want to leave their home. It's more like they're forced out of their home. They have to leave for safety. I bet your parents, if you were in danger in your home, they'd get you up and leave too, right? But you know what? It's not easy leaving your home and going somewhere else. People don't want you to leave where you're from, and people don't really want you to come in either if you don't belong there. So it can be kind of dangerous, this journey. And you know what? People in real life today are making these same kind of journeys today to find safety. And we can read this story to try to maybe understand all the things that they go through to try to get to safety and where they are. It's a hard journey, my friends. Are you ready to read and learn more about it? Let's begin. Here's a title page with the title, The Journey, our author, and a little picture. Look, see the family in the back? They're kind of hiding in all this stuff, huh? I live with my family in a city close to the sea, close to the water. Every summer we used to spend many weekends at the beach, but we never go there anymore because last year our lives changed forever. My friends, does that sound like a good change or a bad change? A not so good change, right? Because it sounds like they really liked going to the beach, but now they can't go anymore. I wonder what's happening, huh? See this black part over here? Also kind of makes me think maybe it's not so good a change. All this darkness is coming. And here I also see a family. Who do you see in this family? I see a mom, a dad, two kids. The war began. Every day, bad things started happening around us. And soon, there is nothing but chaos. My friends, chaos is when everything is out of control. There's so much stuff going on that you don't even know what's going to happen next. Is chaos somewhere you'd want to live? Do you want to live in chaos? No, it sounds kind of hard to live in. It sounds kind of dangerous, doesn't it, my friends? And look at this black part. This must be how the illustrator is showing war. War is when there's a lot of fighting and violence going on. And look at this black part. What is it doing to the beautiful city and the beach? Kind of destroying it, huh? War destroys places and it hurts people. And one day, the war took my father, my friends. Is the father coming back? No, right? War is a very dangerous time, and sometimes you can lose family members. They might never come back during wartime. Since that day, everything has become darker, and my mother has become more and more worried. Everything becomes darker, my friends. How do you think that makes this family feel? Especially see there's no more dad. How do you think they're feeling? Really sad, huh? And worried. Worried means that you don't really know what's going to happen next, and you kind of feel kind of a little bit scared about what's going to happen. The other day, one of my mother's friends told her that many people are leaving. They are trying to escape to another country, a country far away with high mountains. Why do you think they're leaving? Because it's dangerous where they are, huh? There's war going on, people are getting hurt. Doesn't sound like a very safe place to live. But it sounds like they're trying to go somewhere else, huh? Do you think it's safer where they're trying to go? Yeah, a place with really high mountains. What is this place, we ask our mother, this place with the tall mountains? It is a safe place, she tells us. And where is this place, we ask again. So it sounds like they're trying to go somewhere safer. She shows us pictures of strange cities, strange forests, and strange animals, until finally she sighs. We will go there and not be frightened anymore. How do you think they'll feel instead when they go to this different, safe place? Yeah, maybe they'll feel better, not as worried anymore. And it looks like, my friends, the kids had a lot of questions about the place that they're going. And where does Mom, how does she find the answers? Looks like she's looking in books, maybe at like a library. Because you can learn a lot of different things from books, right? We don't want to leave, but our mother tells us it will be a great adventure. We put everything we have in suitcases and say goodbye to everyone we know. My friends, would you want to leave your home and all of your friends and family that you know there? No, right? But guess what? Your parents would only make you leave if you were in danger, right? And you needed to go to safety. So this family must be looking for safety too, huh? They have to leave. They don't want to though, do they? And suitcases are where you put all your stuff. They have a lot of stuff they're bringing with them, huh? Would you have a lot of stuff? Think, my friends, what are some things you would need to bring or want to bring if you had to leave your home? Would you have a lot of suitcases too? I hope they can carry them all. We leave at night to avoid being seen. So they leave at night so no one can see them. Why don't you think they want to be seen? No, it could be because sometimes, like we talked about in the beginning, people in their country, they don't want people to leave, right? They want them to stay in their own country. So that's why they try to leave without anyone seeing them. Does that sound kind of dangerous to you? And we keep moving for many more days. My friends, this family's going to go on a journey. I want you to notice, how are the different ways that they're traveling? What are they traveling here? In a car and all their luggage on top. But now what about here? Kind of in the back of a different car, huh? Do you see all their luggage? The further we go, the more we leave behind. So look now, my friends. Do they have a lot of suitcases still and belongings? No. Remember, let's look at this first page. Look at how much stuff they had right on top of their car. And now look. It looks like they're getting rides from different people, right? And they're kind of hiding in the back or hiding back here. And so they had to leave a lot of their stuff behind. But what else do you think they're leaving behind besides just their things? Yeah, their home and all the people they know. We finally arrive at the border. So the border is where one country ends, where one land ends and another begins. If there's two separate countries, like say we live in America, the border would be between America and Mexico if you go south, or America and Canada, a different country if you go north. The border is where there's two different lands. So finally they arrive there. Maybe they can escape their country where it's dangerous. You think they're going to make it? It is an enormous wall, and we must climb over it. Looks like there's a wall separating these two lands. You think they can get over it? I hope so. Do you remember this person from the cover? But, oh no! You are not allowed to cross the border. Go back, shouts an angry guard. We have nowhere to go and we are very tired. Uh-oh. And look at this guard, my friends. How does he look? Does he look like he's very nice? Oh, he looks kind of angry, huh? I don't think he's going to help them. In the darkness, the noises of the forest scare me. But Mother is with us, and she is never scared. We close our eyes and finally fall asleep. So when the kids are awake, Mom is brave, right? They say she's never scared, but what happens when the kids fall asleep? How is Mom feeling here? I see she's crying. She seems really sad. Do you think she's actually scared? I think she might be actually scared, but she's trying to be brave for her kids, right? So her kids aren't scared. What a brave mama. Shouting wakes us up. It's the guards. They're looking for us and we must hide. Quick, this way, whispers our mother. It sounds like they're in danger. This is a very scary journey, my friends, isn't it? But all they're trying to do is get to safety. We run and run until a man we have never seen before appears. Mother gives him some money and he takes us over the border. It is dark and nobody sees us. So looks like there's someone there to help them get over the border. But does he do it for free? No. You know, sometimes when people are trying to escape, they have to pay money to other people to help them. And those people will help them hide and cross the border. Looks like Mom and the family did that. I hope they'll be safer now. What do you think? But our journey is not over yet, says our mother. The sea stretches far and wide ahead of us, and we must cross it. How will this be possible? So they cross the border, but now what do they have to cross? The water. How do you think they're going to do that? Maybe a boat. There are so many parts to this journey, huh? We have boarded a ferry, a type of boat, with so many people. There's not much space, and it rains every day. But we tell each other stories. Tales of terrible and dangerous monsters that hide beneath our boat, ready to gobble us up if the boat capsizes and sinks. So does this boat ride sound very fun? No, it sounds like there's a lot of people, my friends. If you can see up here, there's all these people crowded onto the boat. And it sounds like it's raining a lot, and it doesn't look like there's a place for them to hide themselves from the rain on this boat. So they must get all wet. But to pass time, they tell each other stories. Of monsters under the water, though. That could be kind of scary. Would you be scared on this boat with so many people in the middle of the ocean? And it doesn't look like a very big boat, does it? The boat rocks and rocks as the waves grow bigger and bigger. It feels like the sea will never end. We tell each other new stories. Stories about the land we are heading to, where the big green forests are filled with kind fairies that dance and give us magic spells to end the war. Ooh, how are these stories different from the stories they were telling before? These are happier stories, aren't they? Stories about the new land and how they'll be safe. And my friends, are there really magical fairies that are going to give them spells to end the war? No. But these stories help them feel safe and help them give them hope and courage to keep traveling, right? This story would make me feel better. Would it make you feel better? Yeah. As the sun rises, we see land for the first time in days. The boat rocks silently to shore. Our mother tells us we are very lucky to still be together. Is this the place where we will be safe, we ask? It is close, she says, with a tired smile. So Mom's still trying to be brave for them. Wonder how they're going to travel next. So they've driven in all those cars, they walked on foot, they got help from that person across the border, they've been on a boat. I wonder now what they're going to do. What do you think? How are they traveling now? On a train. We travel for more days and more nights, crossing many borders. From the train, I look up to the birds that seem to be following us. Looks like they're traveling and traveling to safety, crossing a lot of different lands to escape. Maybe they're trying to get as far away as possible, right? And look at those birds in the sky following them. They are migrating just like us, moving to a different place. And their journey is very long too, but these birds, They don't have to cross any borders. My friends, are there borders in the sky? Is the sky separated into different parts that only certain people can go into? No, right? There are no borders in the sky. The skies are free. Anyone can travel in the skies. Is that the same way as it is on land? No, there's borders on land separating people and keeping people in and keeping people out. People aren't as free as the birds, are they? I hope that one day, like these birds, we will find a new home. A home where we can be safe and begin our story again. The end, my friends. Do you think that they'll find a safe place, a new home? I hope so. They've been on a long journey to find that new safe home. And I hope when they get there that place welcomes them and gives them a place to stay, right? All right, my friends, so I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you learned maybe some things from it too. What are some things you liked about this story, or maybe some things that made you think or things that you thought about? Yeah, there was a lot going on in this story, huh? We learned about how people sometimes have to leave their own country, right? Because it's not safe, it's dangerous, or maybe there's violence and people are getting hurt, and they have to leave to go to somewhere else that's safe. My friends, if you think that where someone lives is dangerous, should they be able to leave to go to somewhere else that's safe? Should that other place let them in and keep them safe and help them? I would hope so, wouldn't you? That seems like the kind and the right thing to do, doesn't it? To help each other out. Because we've been reading a lot of stories lately about how a family is a family is a family, and how we should always be kind and helpful to each other, and how we all come from many different homes and backgrounds. Especially here in America, right? We're all from different places. So I'm hoping that if someone else had to come to maybe America or some other place because they needed safety, that we would let them in, right? And help them out. And we would help our friends and our family and our neighbors from other parts of the world. Because as you see here, people don't want to leave their home, right? It's because they have to. And it seems like they go through a lot of hard things, right? What are some of the really hard parts and hard things that this family had to go through on their journey? Yeah, that little tiny boat, all the train rides, the guards that they had to hide from. But in the end, they did escape out of their country, and they're still hoping to find that safe home. That home like the birds get to find when they fly in the sky. Maybe someday, people will get to be like birds, and they will be able to go all over wherever they want and feel safe at the same time, right? Who knows? All right, my friends, well, let's move on to this week's craft inspired by this story. So this week's craft is a suitcase craft. It's kind of also an activity to get you thinking about some of the things that this family has to go through. Remember in the story we read about how they packed up all their suitcases, but over time they had to leave more and more stuff behind. So even though they packed all of their things, a lot of things it seemed like, they really, I don't even know if they got to keep a lot of their stuff, but really if they did, if you saw when they traveled, they didn't really have a lot of suitcases. They probably only got to keep 1 or 2 or 3 things. So my friends, this craft today is kind of an exercise for you to try to think about, well, what if you had to leave your home, but you could only take 3 special things with you? And these 3 special things had to fit in your suitcase. And is this suitcase really big, this one that I made here? No, it's pretty small, right? So can you bring really big things with you if you have to leave right away? No, you can only bring small things, my friends. And maybe you have one special thing, and that one special thing takes up all this space, and you can only bring one thing, huh? So the craft part is that you get to make your own suitcase. So this is what I did. I took like a big paper bag, and I cut it in half so I didn't have that much space, because really, the suitcases that people get to bring with them, if they do, aren't very big. So I cut it in half, and that makes the suitcase part, and see, it opens up. And then I used some brown paper, or I can use extra parts of the bag to make candles. And then I just decorated it and wrote my name on it, My Suitcase. And down here I just wrote the directions again, just to remind you that this only holds 3 items. And those 3 items have to fit. If it only fits 2 items, then I guess you can only bring 2 or 1. I hope this gets you thinking about that, that people who have to leave their country, they also have to leave everything else behind. And it's a really hard and scary thing to do. So when they get to their new home, their new country, what I hope for is that people will help them out and help them give them new things so that they can rebuild their family and rebuild their home, right? And find a new home and safe place to live. Alright, my friends, well, all the directions for this craft can be found on the blog, My Storybook, and you can find that by clicking on the link below. There you'll also find additional reading resources such as vocabulary and main themes and ideas to talk about in the story. If you do your own suitcase craft in this activity, I'd love to hear about what 3 things you would bring that are special to you. Please do reach out to My Storybook. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, on the blog, or by commenting here on YouTube. All those social media links can be found down below. And as always, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to My Storybook YouTube channel to keep up with all of our weekly read-alouds. The new read-alouds come out every Friday, and I always enjoy having these conversations with you and talking with you and getting to share a shared reading example of how to read a story in an interactive way with your kid. Alright, my friends, well, I hope I see you next Friday for our new reading adventure. Until then, I hope you try out this craft and have maybe start a discussion with your own children or discussion with your family members about what is important to you. Maybe even want to talk about what's going on right now in your own countries and about borders and maybe different things that are going on. Well, my friends, I will see you next Friday, but until then, happy reading!